Hello, beautiful people out there in the YouTube universe. We're gonna get right to it. Another beautiful day. I hope everything's going well. Let's get right into it. It was in the early 1920s that a little boy named James Cleveland Owens migrated with his sharecropper parents from Oakville, Alabama, to Cleveland, Ohio, when he was 9 years old. The city of Cleveland was the promised land to colored people in his part of Alabama, as reflected by his middle name. The parents had debated for months over whether to leave, the mother anxious to do so, the father having been beaten down by sharecropping, worried and fearful. As they prepared to leave, the little boy happened to bump into his father while they were packing for the train. The father put both hands on his son's shoulders to steady himself, but quickly removed them out of embarrassment. Only then did the boy realize that his father's hands were shaken with fright. The boy's first day of school in the North, he was assigned to a grade lower than the one he'd been in where he had come from, and the teacher couldn't understand his southern accent. When she asked him his name, he said he was called J.C. The teacher misheard him, and from that day forward, called him Jesse instead. So did everyone else in this new world he was in. He would forever be known as Jesse Owens, not by his given name. He would go on to win 4 gold medals at the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, becoming the first American in the history of track and field to do so in a single Olympics and disproving the Aryan notions of his Nazi hosts. It made headlines throughout the United States that Adolf Hitler, who had watched the races, had refused to shake hands with Owens as he had with white medalists. But Owens found that in Nazi Germany, he had been able to stay in the same quarters and eat with his white teammates, something he could not do in his home country. Upon his return, there was a ticker tape parade in New York. Afterward, he was forced to ride the freight elevator to his own reception at the Waldorf Astoria. I wasn't invited to shake hands with Hitler, he wrote in his autobiography, but I wasn't invited to the White House to shake hands with the president either. I came back to my native country and I could not ride in the front of the bus. I had to go to the back door. I couldn't live where I wanted. Now, what's the difference? It would take the arrival of millions of more migrants and many more decades of perseverance on the part and on the part of protesters for human rights before they would truly become accepted. But his father, a man of few words who had come north with the greatest reluctance and worry, was overcome with the enormity of the moment and how it had come to be. His son had had the chance to go to good schools, run on real tracks, and be coached at Ohio State University, rather than spend his life picking cotton. My son's victories in Germany, Henry Owens said, forced me to realize that I made the best move of my life by moving out of the South. I want to end it there. Jesse Owens, the great Jesse Owens. I want to first focus on him winning 4 gold medals at the Olympics and becoming the first American in track and field to do so, and how that really did not matter. Why didn't it matter? Because Hitler and the president, they understood that Jesse Owens was just an employee. He was an outstanding employee, but he was nonetheless an employee, and they didn't have to respect him. There was no need to respect him. They understood his family didn't come from nothing of prestige. They didn't own anything. He was strictly an employee, and he did good for the company of the U.S. That was it. And this really bothers me. I talked to my wife the other day, and I was complaining to her at how Black people, we don't own nothing. Like, I'm talking about like with like history and years behind it. And I was talking to her, and I brought up the example of Sam Walton, the guy who owns Walmart, and how he founded Walmart during the 60s in Arkansas. And I was thinking, why is it that there's no Black owned, businesses or companies like that was founded in the 50s, 60s, or 40s? Well, the answer is right here. It would take the arrival of millions of more migrants and many more decades of perseverance on their part and on the part of protesters for human rights before they would truly become accepted. The reason why there's no Black-owned Walmart-like type companies or Amazons or Apples or Microsofts is because Black folks, Black people in this country, we were too busy fighting for basic human rights, man. During the Civil War era, we wasn't even accepted as human. Couldn't sit where we want, live where we want. We were fighting for that, man. So we're behind generations. Couldn't build wealth. But you take this guy, Sam Walton, who was able to start Walmart in the 60s in the South, nonetheless, and he dies in the early 90s. And then what happens? His family, the Waltons, become the richest known family in the world. You see, I said known because, I'm pretty sure there's families out there that are not known that's probably richer than them, but they're the richest known family in the world are the Waltons. And it's all because of their father, Sam, who founded Walmart during the 60s. It gave, his company time to grow. It was growing in the 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s, and then it blew up during the 2000s. But that's the point I'm making. Like, it really sucks how there's no Black-owned businesses like that because we were too busy, too preoccupied fighting for basic human rights, man. It's just so heartbreaking when you think about it that way, and just how we're just so behind. Like, you got to think of like people like Jay-Z and Beyonce and Kanye West. These people are first generation. Their parents wasn't no Sam Walton that started something back in the 60s and 50s. No, it wasn't possible because we were too busy fighting to be accepted and seen as human. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to focus on today. And it's just so unfortunate, man. Just the more you learn, the more you read. And, Black people in this country, man, we've come a long way, but yeah. So you guys have a great day. I just wanted to share that today. And I'll be sharing what I'm watching next up. Stay tuned. The film today is the Disney-produced Dashing Through the Snow on Hulu. Not much to say about this movie. It's a cute little holiday movie for the family. You got my man in here, Ludacris. Love Luda. Got Little Rail. I love Little Rail as well. It's a okay movie. It's fun. Like I said, not much to say. But Ludacris, I really love how he's really transitioned from being a rapper to being an actor. Like I'm not sure if he's still rapping, but Luda, man, back in the early 2000s was a beast on the mic, man. A great rapper, a great lyricist. But yeah, but now he's into movies, and I guess he's doing movies full time, you know. So props to him. But yeah, Little Rail, I really love Little Rail. He's in a movie also on Hulu. It's called The Mill. I might watch that one next, maybe. But I love Little Rail. He's funny. He's a good guy. He seems like a really genuine, just cool brother. So, but yeah, this is Dashing Through the Snow. It's about Santa. He's in a mix up. He's got involved with some naughty criminals, and he's just dashing throughout the whole movie trying to avoid them. It seemed like Disney didn't really have a huge budget for this movie. It was kind of like, all right, this is going straight to Disney Plus. No need to invest much in it, but it would have been nice if they would have invested a little more money in this, man, because you can tell when you watch it that they didn't really put much money behind this movie. You know, I think it only has like one action set piece throughout the whole movie, and it's very slow. It's a very short movie, but man, it drags. It really drags. But if you love Ludacris, if you love Little Rail, if you love this sister right here that plays in the Captain Marvel movies, I think you would enjoy it. For me, the best thing of the movie is the her right there. She's a sweetheart. The little girl, she's so cute, and just I just love seeing her expressions and her reactions to Santa and the Santa world and all that. It just brings that childlike imagination back. So that was the best thing about the film for me. But yeah, check it out if you want. It's on Hulu and it's called Dashing Through the Snow. You guys take care. I'm gonna dash out and I'll check in tomorrow. Go ahead and take care.